مشتركة لكل من مصر والولايات المتحدة، خاصة مع استعداد مصر لاستضافة الدورة 27 لمؤتمر أطراف اتفاقية الأمم المتحدة الإطارية لتغير المناخ الكوب 27، وقيادة الجهود الدولية لمواجهة تغير المناخ خلال الفترة القادمة. قمنا اليوم بتدشين مجموعة العمل المصرية الأمريكية المشتركة حول تغير المناخ، والتي تم الاتفاق على تأسيسها خلال جولة الحوار الاستراتيجي بين البلدين العام الماضي. كما تناولنا بشكل مستفيض أولويات الرئاسة المصرية للدورة القادمة لمؤتمر الأطراف كوب 27 والأهداف التي نسعى إلى الخروج بها، حيث أكدت من جانبي على استمرار مصر في بذل كافة الجهود لرفع طموح عمل المناخ الدولي على كافة المستويات، سواء في ما يتعلق بخفض الانبعاثات أو دعم وتعزيز جهود التكيف مع الآثار السلبية لتغير المناخ، أو حشد التمويل اللازم لتمكين الدول النامية من القيام بواجباتها في إطار تنفيذ أهداف اتفاق باريس لتغير المناخ. أكدت كذلك خلال مباحثاتنا حرص مصر على تمكين الشباب والمجتمع المدني العامل في مواجهة تغير المناخ، تأكيدا على الدور الهام الذي يقوم به في هذا المجال الهام. كما اتفقنا على الخطوات القادمة لاستمرار التنسيق المصري الأمريكي حول الموضوعات ذات الأولوية على جدول أعمال المؤتمر، وأكدت محورية الدور الأمريكي في عمل المناخ الدولي ليس فقط بوصف الولايات المتحدة أحد أكبر الدول المصدرة للانبعاثات، ولكن كذلك لما لدورها من أهمية في قيادة جهود الدول المتقدمة لدعم وتعزيز عمل المناخ في الدول النامية وتوفير وسائل الدعم والتنفيذ لها. على صعيد الثنائي تناولنا مجالات التعاون ذات الاهتمام المشترك وعلى رأسها مجالات الطاقة الجديدة والمتجددة،
particularly regarding renewable energy in the light of the potentials owned by Egypt, which enable Egypt to be an energy hub. Regarding also green hydrogen and solar energy, wind energy also, in addition to the investment opportunities for the American companies in Egypt and particularly in the new economic zone, and our keenness to boost our cooperation in this domain. The visit of today reflects the keenness to continue with full coordination and consultation between Egypt and the United States, and to exchange points of view and visions in different fields, particularly those fields of and issues of mutual concern, and the keenness to boost this kind of cooperation between us to reflect the deeply rooted ties that bind Egypt and the United States. We are going to celebrate a century of relations between Egypt and the United States, and also on the personal level, I really welcome our guest, John Kerry. And we all the time express our keenness to boost our relations and to continue with the mutual trust between us. I wish him the best of luck, and I do appreciate
قوة ما يؤديه من اقتناع بأهمية
I do appreciate the way he deals with the issue, and to what extent he is convinced with the pivotal role played by Egypt in this domain, in this case regarding climate change, and to work for the best interest of all sides of the agreement.
Well, Mr. Prime Minister, my friend, thank you. I thought it was on. Thank you very much. I want to express my personal, deep and real affection and gratitude to Same. We did a lot of work together when I was serving as secretary, and he was always a great direct interlocutor and somebody who really worked hard to try to find solutions, not avoid them. So I'm looking forward to continuing that working relationship. We have a lot of work to do. We have great confidence in Egypt's leadership for this COP27, the meeting of the Conference of the Parties of the United Nations, to the Framework Convention, to the efforts to address the climate crisis. Let me just say that we meet this morning here in Egypt well aware of other tensions in the world, understanding that there are lives and principles at stake in what is happening with respect to Ukraine today, but that does not change the reality of what is happening every day with respect to our climate. That is a national, international security threat to all of us. So we must continue to work every day, and that's what brings me to Egypt at this moment. We have confidence in Egypt's leadership through this COP. Already Egypt is taking many steps itself and is setting increasingly ambitious goals. But we announced today a joint working group with the specific task of working on the meeting that will take place in Sharm el-Sheikh in November of this year as one track, and also working directly with Egypt on Egypt's own transition, on the needs to have a clean energy future and join with the world in finding the new technologies and the new means of achieving that new energy economy for the world. I want to emphasize to everybody that there are no politics in this. There's no ideology in this. This is not anything to do with some of the issues that Sami and I and Egypt and your leadership have worked on for years about regional security and other issues. This is about a threat to our planet. And it has driven our considerations, our thoughts about how to deal with it, are driven by science, by mathematics and physics. What is happening because of human beings, the choices we make or don't make about how we move our vehicles, how we power the electric lights in our homes and offices. We now know that human beings are contributing to this damage, to this problem. And so leadership has to make a different set of choices. That is happening all around the world now. In Glasgow, where we made significant progress, we succeeded in having 65% of global economic enterprise join in legitimate plans to keep and limit the rise of the Earth's temperature to 1.5 degrees Celsius. We now need to bring more countries on board. So our task now this year is implementation plus. Implementation of all of the promises that were made in Glasgow, plus raising our own efforts and bringing in the countries that have yet to join in setting ambitious goals. I will say bluntly today, there is still too much business as usual. We have to break the mold. We have to step up and demand more of ourselves. And all around the world, there are individual companies and scientists and others working to do that every day. But unfortunately, because of the predicament we have put ourselves in, we must move faster, much faster. We learned just the other day that the sea level rise that was predicted to occur over 100 years is now predicted to occur in 30 years. We see the rapid melting of the ice in the Arctic and the Antarctic, and we know the potential consequences of that to our oceans, to our lives. So this is, as many leaders have said, President Biden has said it, many other leaders in the world have said, this is an existential threat to all of us. That means life and death. And if it is, we need to behave that way. Not once a month, not once a week, but every day we need to be moving forward. That's the purpose of this working group that Egypt is now joining in with the United States, and we look forward to working together in order to improve the jobs, the health, the safety, the security, and the long-term prospects of all of our countries. There has never been as critical an issue that demands joining the world together to find the solutions. And we look forward to working with Egypt. Egypt is, as everybody knows, defined much of the civilization we live with today. 24-hour day, 365-day year, algebra. So many different things that have contributed to the civilization we live with today have come from Egypt. And now we're going to work to make sure that at COP27 we continue the progress. Thank you all. My friend. Thank you, sir. Good to be with you.